are more than a league. We are GBA.
All right, well, let's get right to it. If you're in the stream and you have any questions, now would be the time. Damn, he was calling me up. Now would be the time to ask. So I'm going to go over the announcements, and I have video clips providing examples of what we want, what we don't want on both offense and defense. Now, if you're in these clips, we're not picking on you. I just needed to show an example of somebody. There's a few defensive clips from a couple of teams. Offense, I mainly use clips of myself because that was easiest to find, but I'll also explain what I look for on offense to run a GBA offense. I have examples of how point guards can still be aggressive and not have to worry about the rules. And I also have a couple examples of what it means to play GBA offense. And if you don't get it after this, I don't know what else to tell you. So now is the time to ask questions. This video is going up on YouTube, so anybody who doesn't, couldn't, isn't here, wasn't paying attention, baby mama made you hold the baby and you dropped your phone, whatever, you got to go change a diaper, you can't listen, whatever. This is going up on YouTube so that anyone who misses it can go back and watch. So it's going to be a short stream. We're going to go over it. I'll answer any questions if there are any. If there aren't, I'm going to end stream, and that's going to be that. So we're going to start off with the announcement. The GBA is meant to promote variety by each team feeling different. As of late, a lot of complaints have come in that rules are being bent but not broken, and it has started to feel more and more like ranked or online leagues. Instead of the redundancy of a purge, we will now be implementing new sweat not meta rules. And the reason that we didn't do a purge is because we've done multiple and it hasn't fixed the issue. So we just decided that we're just going to make you play like you were supposed to play by implementing some rules. These rules aren't nothing new. It just used to be kind of a mindset of like early GBA play. This is how it was. So, and I understand you get on the game, you use the best animations, all that, but all that copy and paste stuff is not what the GBA is for. Even someone like me who, is also, I can play sweaty, I play matchups, I play comp. I don't come to the GBA for that. I come to the GBA to play different, play point guard, do different things. So a few of the things that we did was ban some animations so that people can be encouraged to be creative. Use different jumper bases, use Zach Levine Escape, shout out Rennie Hoodie. We also added a week to the regular season to, let you adjust if you want to make new builds and all that other stuff. What's good, Spade, so that you guys could take your time and figure out how you want to do. So, with that being said, we had the following changes will take place. No more Patty Mills base. Devin Booker aggressive breakdown was banned, so we're not just auto-crabbing people. High pick and roll has now a 2 to 3 move max before the player must move on to another action. High pick and roll can no longer be used to start the offense every time down the floor. And what this means is, yes, you can use screens, but what we don't want is to guard you behind a screen for 6 seconds. Okay? It's got to be quick. I put 2 to 3 move max because that's kind of the rule of thumb I try to give myself most of the time when when I play point guard. If I'm trying to work a screen, I kind of use a couple moves, then I move on. We're not here to sit here and watch somebody work behind screens. Obviously, screens are part of basketball. We're not eradicating them. We're just saying don't do it every time down the floor. Try to score in a pick and roll like that. On ball, off ball. That's a real fake off ball just for the on ball guy to work offense. Like, we need to be more creative than that. With that being said, though, early offense is still legal. If you go blow by the lock in the backcourt, and there's a wide open 3, we're not telling you to take it, or a wide open dunk, we're not telling you to take it. Or if you see a back cut early and you call it early and you score like that 10 times in a row because the other team's not playing defense, you won't be penalized for teams not playing good defense, right? We all know locks that like to press full court. They get beat in the backcourt. Now it's a 5-on-4, 5-on-3, and you can send a cut, you can cut yourself, you can stop and shoot a 3. The main concern with offenses is when we're watching the point guard just try to score the whole time. With that came another rule, right? Saying that you must be arm's length from your man, because sagging in the middle of the floor is now considered illegal. And I have examples of what I mean by that um, as well. Uh, it's just we don't want you to be just sitting block, or we don't want you helping when there's no reason to help. Let me put it that way. If you see somebody cutting open, if your defensive game plan is, hey, the center's going to drop every time, or the power forward's going to drop every time, that is fine, but he has to drop when there is an action. You cannot just randomly be below the free throw line, reaching, standing there, whatever, because the the way we're thinking is if the offense has to be more creative and run more off ball plays, then we have to find a way to keep the defense a little more honest to balance it out, right? Because if you know they can't run high pick and roll for more than a few seconds, a 99 fucking perimeter lock can guard that for 2 or 3 seconds while somebody else just sits back for most of the game. So now the defense gains an advantage knowing like, hey, I don't really have to step after 2 to 3 seconds. I can just drop back. So we're making everybody try to play honest defense to the best extent. And like I said, we have video examples I've been working on all day to kind of show you guys what I mean. Um, so if we find somebody's just in the paint or on the block or ignoring their man or whatever, that's now illegal defense. Now, if you have a random play where like, you go because you think somebody's going to be there on a fast break, you're guarding no one, and then you run out to your man. If it happens once or twice a game, that's fine. But if somebody's constantly just ignoring their man to sit back and sag or whatever, then that's where the issue comes in. Obviously, if somebody's not a good shooter and you want to rotate off of him every time, you can. But you have to start to play at least arm's length from him. And then when an action goes, you go. You're not just standing on the blocks to start the play. That is not what we're doing anymore. So tempo shooting. Still allowed, but no dips must be shot with square. We consider it a compromise. If tempo no dips continue to happen, we will ban tempo. I don't think we've had an issue with this. Everyone's pretty much been pretty good adjusting to that. Personally, I think tempo no dipping is like the most skillless thing I've ever seen because I can do it and I don't even tempo shoot. So to provide a little balance, like we just, you know what, you can no dip with square, you can still tempo shoot because I know a lot of people tempo shoot. It's a benefit that most teams get an advantage from. So, and it's stoppable if you play good defense, right? I know there's, some people have said that tempo negates contest, and while that may negate contest our ass in this game anyways. So, you jump at tempo like you jump at a regular shot, you should be able to get a stop most of the time. Now, different sets must be used in the half court setting over time. Starting spacing in a 4 or 5 out is still allowed, but plays must be ran out of it even in the final 2 minutes. So we're not saying you can't space out and we want you to run around like a bunch of crazy people. You could still come down the court. You could still be in a 4 or 5 out set, but you must run plays out of that set that aren't always a center starting with a high ball screen. Now, it can happen once or twice, then you got to move on to something else. But it doesn't mean the center can't be top of the key either. Like I run a lot of plays with pressure where I throw him the ball and then we get into some actions, right? We get into some fifis, reverse fifis, we run bucks, we run wraps, we run give and goes. We're not saying that your center can't be at the top of the key at the offense. I'm just saying don't come down the court running a high pick and roll literally every play down the court before you call another play, because that's what a lot of people do. They'll come down the court, use their 3-4 seconds to try to score. Then they go into another action. We want to see a variety in gameplay. I want to see guys, and I've seen some pretty creative plays that I've watched on other teams that I'm going to use for my team as well. So you guys, the crazy part is we took away the high pick and roll, and now we're starting to see you guys' creativity. So it's always been there, the ability to run offense while not just being a high pick and roll, let's just run this pick and roll, quick slip, dot the rotation, just like we do with ranked. You guys have that capability. We just had to force you to use that. So now that we see that, we're kind of adjusting from kicking people out to keep the original people in who kept the mindset the same. Now we're just going to force everyone to play like you were supposed to be playing this whole time. So I know there's been some complaints. I know someone left. If it's not for you, it's not for you. We kind of let the shit get too bland. So I'll take responsibility for that when it comes to the gameplay because, I'm one of the commissions or whatever. But at the end of the day, we don't want to load up. We want there to be a difference, right? You go play Lynx and Aram and Renee, and you got to deal with the pass and cut offense and the dexing and the team play. Then you go play, auto. It should feel a little bit different than when you go play Frizz. It should be a different challenge when you go play Casino, right? And that's the ins and outs of the GBA. That should be the ins and outs of the. It's like kind of like the NBA, right? The Thunder look different than the Celtics, who look different than the Heat, who look different than the Jazz, who look different than the Warriors, who look different than the Spurs. Like on any given night, you should be fighting a different challenge. And then at the end here it says we hope that these changes make you go away from the pure and meta builds and we start to see some variety. If you don't like the new rules, please let us know and we can find a replacement. Again, we didn't kick anybody out. If you don't agree, that's fine. We'll just find someone else who does agree. So what I meant with this paragraph is I hope we start to see some, some different builds that you wouldn't usually bring out because the point is to be able to play any sort of style and be competitive, right? Napavelli went to a Caleb Wilson build from UNC. Casino's playing point guard on center or whatever. Like, just be creative. What the whole thing of just bringing like a pure back end or a pure center or whatever. Like, I know some players, especially role players, you're gonna have, and even point guard sometimes, you're gonna have builds that resemble meta builds, but it's not more about your build, it's more about your play style. Like how you play on that build compared to what the build is made of is important, right? If you want to play like Shea, play like Shea. If you want to play like Luca, play like Luca. Probably try a new build next 2K kind of late in the cycle to make something new. I mean, yeah, if some people just don't make builds, other people make builds every day like me. So, yeah, you still got it's only half the year, bro. You still got 6 months of this 2K. So, but even if you have a center build that you like, or you don't want to change the way you play, I'm not saying you have to. I just want the GBA to have variety. That's more for the like, the people who have always wanted to do something different. If you want to make and play Giannis, if you want to be able to it shouldn't just be like, oh, whoever has the best point guard is the best team. Like you should be able to have a mid point guard. Or a point guard that just can run offense and take care of the ball. And, you have a couple of guys who can really score. And maybe you want to be a point lock. Maybe you're a fast purse point. You want to be a slashing PG. You got some shooters. Like, there's different ways to play basketball, and we need to embrace doing different things and having it be different challenges, right? ATV's always kind of done that with the way he makes big men. Now he's on a Ben Simmons build. So, somebody can make a Shaq build now. Imagine throwing it down to Shaq. The double team has to come, and then, boom. It's like, whatever, But be bold. Be bold enough to try it, I don't want it to be a meta thing. Yeah, you can go point forward, bro. Go make a 6-8 point forward and fucking play. Like, just think of different ways to create and have fun at the end of the day. Like that's something that we're missing a lot is we got to remember we get on the game to have fun at the end of the day. So go out there and compete and see if you can be different and win, right? So go ahead and make Luca. And I understand why people were on meta builds before because if you weren't against it, if you weren't running it against it, like when we played Thundercats, bro, I wanted to call plays, but I couldn't because Starvin had 30 fucking points at half, so I had to have 28. Like I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play GBA and have to match the other point guard with 30 points at half. Like, let's do something else. Let's involve the team. We started playing Thundercats and this dude was going off, so then I had to start sweating. And it's like I don't want to do that. I don't. I want my team's philosophy to go against their team's philosophy, and may the better team win, right? So if they're a wing heavy team, their wings are better than my wings, they should win that matchup. But if our bigs and our point guard is better than yours, they should struggle with the big and the point guard. While their advantage is on the wings, everybody plays to their style, may the best team win. So now we're going to get into some examples. And again, we're going to start with defense, illegal defense. Again, if you're in these clips, please don't take it as we're picking on you or you did something wrong or whatever. It's just I've seen stuff I've seen. I just went to go think of the first things I've seen. It's very hard to go get clips in the middle of a workday. But so that's why on the offensive side. I just went with my clips because I know how I run offense, and maybe I can give you guys some insight on how I switch it up, so that you can see that at point guard you could still cook motherfuckers. Like, so let's start with the defensive clips. Let's see what this first one is. I don't remember off the top of my head. All right, yeah. So this is going to be Lockdown Mafia in. Can I zoom into this a little bit? Why is it so far? Damn. I mean, you guys can see it good, right? I wish it was a little zoomed in, like video settings, zoom to fill. Ah, see? There we go. Why the hell is the camera there? Let's do that. Look at that. This is why pressure runs this, guys, because I'm just not. It's just like OG trying to text and walk. It's not going to happen. All right, so this play we have right here, right? We're running. Look at Lockdown Mafia. At what point in this play was he required to drop? There is, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to explain to y'all is you can help, but let there be a reason to help. Like, what do we like? There's no reason for Lockdown Mafia to drop. There was no cut. There was no look. All 5 guys on offense are outside of the paint. Nobody's even cut. Nobody's cutting, right? This dude went to go set an off ball, and this dude went to wrap up. And look at where Lockdown Mafia is. His guy didn't move. Nobody on his side moved. Like that. That's the type of stuff that we don't want to see, right? And if it happens on one play because you think somebody's going to cut or whatever, I don't really care what happened on this play. It's not that important to me. At all. Just please, like, when you're going to help, there has to be a reason for you to help. Don't just drop from your man. Like, you're just guarding nobody doing nothing for a rebound if a shot goes up. Like, once the shot goes up, yeah, feel free to crash. But don't pre-run, right? Don't just sit somewhere you're not supposed to be. Let's watch this play. This is, okay, so we got another one here. This one's Monk Itois. So, this next play, look at Monk. Let's look at Monk on this next play. This is what we don't want. Play happens, right? He drops down. What's Monk reaching at? There was nobody in the paint and no pass. He's just sitting there. Then he finally gets out to his man. Like, this is the stuff where we say it's illegal defense. Your man is out of there. Your man is out of there up here setting a screen, and you're reaching. Look, he's already starting to reach, and nobody's there. This dude's dropping. There's nobody going anywhere. What are we backing up for? Okay, he comes back out, and we're still in the paint. Nobody's in the... Now somebody goes by him all the way to the corner, and he goes out. Again, you know, the clips are kind of nitpicky, right? But I have to find examples of what you don't want to do. And again, if you do them once or twice a game, it happens, or whatever. Don't think that you're going to lose the whole game because you had a play where you sagged off early or whatever. We're just saying these habits, like, you got to keep this stuff not... you got to keep this stuff off the floor. Like, and I feel like it's a lot of condition. We're just conditioned to bait and help and drop, right? It's fine to rotate, but there's got to be a reason. And I have good defensive. I got an example of Monk where he helped, and it was good too, so that we can counteract it. So we're not saying we're picking on him, you know. But I mean, I think Uzi ends up getting a steal here. Yeah, so ends up being defensive play. So this play, oh, this is Big E. Look at Big E on this. Big E, where are you going? Where's Big E going? His man's, I mean, obviously this pass could have been made, right? But let's just say that's not Big E. Let's say that's a power forward. Let's say that's a center. He's just over here just playing nobody the whole possession. Now, I don't know if he was trying to jump a pass he thought was coming or what, but look at this. Bro, where is the reasoning for him being there, right? There's no reason for you to be in the paint right now, Biggie. Your guy didn't cut. Your guy didn't move. Your guy didn't do anything, right? Now, if your guy's going to cut, and I have some examples I'm going to use that are like help situations, you know, where like, oh, somebody went, and this is why this person went, and I'll show you guys why it's okay. Oh, Jesus, can't talk today. Okay to help on defense, but this is what we got to stop. And I just found this clip of Big E, but this could be a center, you know? This could be a swing doing this, right? To this dude who's a free agent and hasn't gone on the game since September. Like, not saying that that's what whoever is over here is doing, right? But just this is the type of stuff we want to avoid. He should be furthest away from him, the E. The E, he should be over here. He has nothing to do with this action going over here. He has nothing to do so much that they get an open shot on the other side of the court. There's just no reason for you to be there. And that's what we say that's what we mean when we say illegal defense. This is an example of a great help from Green Bay, right? So now we're going to get into good defensive examples. Let's see here. This is a great help from Green Bay. This is a play I run often, right? I believe it's a give and go. If I can get back to it, please. All right, this is a great help from Green Bay, right? Green Bay's playing corner, right? This is an example of good defense by the Black Jays. Green Bay is going to help here, right? And the hash is going to rotate to the corner. This is legal. He saw the cut. He jumped it. I went up like an idiot. Stacks is rotating to the corner. That's my job to throw that ball to the hash. It's not Green Bay's fault that he saw a cut, went, and he made a play on it. That's a great defensive play. This is not illegal. He saw the play, went, blocked it, right? That's my fault for not making the pass. And when I hear people, I thought we couldn't swing. Nobody ever said that. Nobody said you couldn't swing. Nobody said you can help. We said that rotate and switch when it's necessary. This is a great read right here. Look, boom, give and go. He's there for the play. I should have caught that ball and made the read here. It's not the other team's fault that I didn't do that and I went up on two people, right? This is what we mean by you can still help and rotate. It's a part of basketball. Rotations are a part of basketball. Making people make reads is a part of defense, bro. I don't know why this clip is this long. All right, here's another one. I believe this is a good help by who? What's this play? Let me see here. Oh, this is good defense by the switch. All right, switching. Switching is still available, guys. You can still switch. Here, they run an off ball, right? But you got to have a reason to do the switch. Here, they run a little off ball action, right? Dude gets screened, and now we're jumping at the shooter. And let's go the other way. Like that's good defense. To me, that's good defense. They ran a down screen, you switched, you jumped, you're out of there. That's it. Here's another one. Here's another play. I think this is who does a good job here. I think Monk does this is the Monk play. So Monk does a good job here of recognizing that Big E is going to have an open rim run, and he helps, right? So look at this. Look at Monk this whole play. He chases. There's two cuts down. He plays up. Right there, Uzi go on the blow by, right? Uzi goes on the blow by, and Big E doesn't shoot. Big E drives. He sees Big E, that Big E's going to drive, right? We're good here. Drop, and that's what you give up though. And that's basketball right there. That's just a basketball decision. Whether it's the right or wrong decision, it's not an illegal one. That's the important part. You can still make plays like this. Now, you're going to get your shit dotted in the corner for a three, that's on you. But seeing and recognizing play, there's got to be a reason for you to help. There was a reason for Monk to help. He wasn't just in the paint. What do you mean? I just ran a switch play. Are you trolling me? Boom. Who was going to go to that corner, Monk? I literally just ran a play where somebody switched and sent perfect shit. What are we talking about? Am I getting trolled? I'm getting trolled. But Uzi was at half, bro. What? You expect Uzi to get to this corner from look at where he is. And this is what we're talking about basketball IQ here. So Uzi reaches on the pass back out, and you expect him to go from over here, all the way to that corner. I could understand if he was here. Dude's basically at half court beyond the hash, and you want him to get there? Not from there, bro. Look at where he is right now. Even if he ran from half court to here, yes, I know he went to follow, but even if he look, if you draw an even line, when Rick catches this ball, Uzi would be right here. There's nowhere. I mean, you gambled, right? And you got your shit popped. That's not the point. The specific situation isn't the point. The point is you had a reason to help and you helped. That's not illegal defense. Whether they kick it out, some teams will kick that out. They'll miss the shot, hit the shot. Whether Big E goes up, whether Uzi goes to the corner. At the end of the day, that's fine that you did that because you saw a reason to go help. That's all I'm saying. Here, I think it's a Rick play. Rick drops because he sees it. All right, so this is another question we get a lot. Like, I would blame Perfect too. This is another question we get a lot. I thought you couldn't swing. I thought you couldn't help. You can do this too. This is legal. Look, Rick's by his man, right? Somebody gets killed on the cut, and he goes, right? There's a reason for Rick to be dropping here. But Rick's not in the paint already before, and that's a key right there. Rick's not already in the paint. Like, he's out here, right? If he was in the paint right now and he cut, that's illegal defense. But he's out by Monk. If this pass gets made, he can still get there. And look at when Rick turns and goes. As soon as he sees the cut, now his player's turning and going. Now that's legal help, right? Because there's a reason to help. So now we go down, right? He stops it. Perfect's dribbling his ass off. Nigga's wide open. And again, there's a good example of kick out and drop and don't get back in time. You're going to give up a 3. But if you drop and you get back in time, you could still get there, right? Look how open this player is. Perfect is Bink University. Dean's List, right? It gets late. You can't complain there because you dribbled for 3 seconds before passing the ball. That's a wide open shot. Like, that's a good help to me. That's fine because somebody cut wide open, right? And he went to go help. The pass, that should be passed to the corner, pass to L2 immediately. And now we're getting an open 3. I mean, we played Mamba Jr. in this game, and Pressure had 20 points because of this. Every time we try to keep him honest. If somebody's going to drop from a player every time, that's fine. Shade to your man. Don't be in the paint. Don't be on the block. You know, you can be a foot away from him, just like Rick was. When we ask you to play honest defense, this is all we mean, right? Let's just watch Monk get dotted again. All right, this is what we mean, honest defense. This is as close as you got to be to your guy. This lets me know I'm not just sagging paint. This guy may be ready to go. Again, Big E not minding his business kind of here. I didn't even notice that before. Big E, mind your business a little bit more. I don't know who from that team is watching, but I mean, he went back and he didn't drop here. But look, as soon as he sees the free cutter, turns his head to go, right? Boom. Look at this wide open. That's not illegal defense, bro. That's just, hey, we made a rotation. Are they going to make the play or not? It's on the other team to make the play if you rotate. If you don't think they can make the play, that's a good defensive strategy. Right? Pass goes late. Monk shoots. It's still an open shot. We just miss. So now that we've gone over legal, does that explain it clearer for people? If you're actually listening and watching, can you please comment? Don't leave me here hanging to dry. Are these examples good for you guys? So when people watch it back, did I do a good job of explaining like what good defense is, why, when you can help, when you shouldn't help? All right, good, because I don't want the people who aren't here to watch this video and still be confused. That's all I'm saying. Everybody here should have a clear understanding after watching that what you're able to do and not do. I don't know, did he? He greened to hell. What play is this? Oh, it was a fast break off a Monk miss. Yeah, he's green to hell. He said your mouth. All right, so now we're going to go to offense. So honestly, to put these clips together, it was just easiest to use myself because I'm not going to go to 12 different streams looking for 12 different offenses. I'm just going to break down how I run offense in the GBA. There's a specific reason I chose these clips. I scored, I think, 11 straight points to start this game, right? So for my point guards who want to be aggressive and, you want to be a PG and you still want to score, you don't have to be pass first. And then I have also a couple of plays from this series that our team plays and like prime examples of what we want GBA offense to look like. So this is, and I'll just show you the difference, right? Because I think this set's a little 4-out-ish, right? It's one possession, it's not bad. It's a little 4-out-ish. I'm dribbling. There's a screen. All right, I got to the cup here, right? All right, cool. That's cool. One play, right? I think it was a side out of bounds. I was trying to get loose. I didn't get loose. I ran. All right, whatever. You did that one play. Congrats, right? This is the very next possession. Now I call it give and go. And again, this is going to be the key here is the variety of your offense, right? So the last one I came down, kind of worked the screen a little bit, got to the rim and dunked it. Nobody moved. So now I know as a point guard, hey, We're not doing that all the time, right? We gotta do something different. And mind you, this is me scoring because that was our fourth point. This is the very next possession. So I scored 11 straight points in this game by doing different shit the whole time. So this time down the floor, I call a play, right? I think it's a give and go. It's not there. He resets the ball to me. I got nothing. All right, let me get to this midi fade. All right, that's 2 possessions in a row. I still switched up the 4, right? The first one was the 4-outer possession to the rim. Now I called the play. It didn't work. Got a bucket on a reset. Next possession, I'm here, right? I'm here. I call a back cut Fifi maybe. He tries. The ball gets back to me. I don't have nothing. Hey, we call another corner cut. Now it's 3 different possessions, 3 different buckets. I'm not spamming behind the screens. I'm not, like, you can get buckets like this. You can score like this. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive, right? You call a play, it doesn't work. You call a pass back. You call a Fifi. I think I called the give and go. It didn't work. I got the ball back, got to a midi. This one I called a Fifi, I think. And that didn't work. Reset. All right, now send the corner, left corner cut. But if you notice one thing, there's not really much spamming. Maybe that first play, right? I was going back and forth a little bit, but look at these different buckets. And even if it's to get the ball back to you, it is what it is, right? So that's 3 possessions in a row. That's 3 different buckets. It's a dunk, a midi, and a 3. Now they double pressed me to force the ball out of my hands. So now my shooting guard's bringing it up, right? Very next possession, the shooting guard's bringing it up. I wrap on a drive. He kicks to the corner. We miss. O-board, right? O-board. Now I get the ball again. And now I go and get another bucket. So now I think that's 9 straight points in this game. Again, there's different ways to score without high pick and roll being everything you do. And this is what we mean, the high pick and roll offense is done. That first possession, yes, I did dribble around a little bit, boom, got to the cup, dunked the ball. Next one, relocation from the corner, midi fade. Next one, my play didn't work. I got the ball back, sent a corner cut, faded to 3. This one, we called another play, got a kick out for clip. That wasn't there. We got an O-board kick out. I got to the bucket. Again, it's just different ways for you guys to score and still affect the game and be aggressive, you know? All right, so now we're going into team plays, right? So let's say you do come up in your 4-out set, right, which everybody in the world knows I run. Here, and it's just different actions you can run, right? So here, yes, now I'm back to the pick and roll. This is third quarter, so we skipped 2 quarters of offense now. So this isn't like the very next possession after I scored 9 straight points, right? We're end of shot clock here. I have Dishmaster. Green Bay's been helping all series, right? So now I call a play because I know that if I drive this ball and Green Bay pinches, I know Mamba's also been dropping to the paint all series. So I got 2 guys to drop, and we get this play out of it. A little corner wrap up. Look, GB follows me. Mamba's not ready. 3 ball. Like, you can just run different actions, guys. Like, just literally, even if you're in a 4-out, just run different action. Get those guys up out of the corner. Be creative with your play calls, and you'll never have a problem, bro. Use everyone. Use everyone. I run elevators for Buff. There's not a person here who's ever run an elevator for Buff before. I know, because he doesn't know how to run it. Like, I try to call plays for all my teammates. That's one. I try to call plays for all my teammates. Sometimes it doesn't work out, like the plays you call. Like Buff, I think, had 1 shot in the game because we weren't getting him open, and that happens. But I try to call plays for pressure. I try to call plays for Joe. I try to call plays for Clip, and I try to call plays for Buff. And I'm not saying you got to call 10 plays for each player. I'm just saying throughout the flow of the game, just keep switching up what you're doing. Use the information that the defense is giving you against them, right? And you'll be successful as a point guard. I just showed you I scored 9 points in a row, all different ways. You don't have to be a high screen and roll guard. Use the opportunities the games give you to score, and also keep your teammates involved, and you'll never have a problem in the GBA. So this is just another example here. I think this is just an example of we're inbounding, and this is, I think, 4 players on my team touch the ball, and this is a prime example of how you can keep your spacing and play GBA ball at the same time. So here we come up, right? I drive, kick out to Buff. Wanted to check if he was going to help. He didn't help. Buff resets me, right? I try to get a bucket there. That's not happening. I reset to pressure. Me and Joe wrap. Joe gets the ball off the wrap. Now we're into a midi. The corner helped late. Chicken. That's GBA ball. I don't know if I could give you a better example of simple team offense with spacing. We didn't do nothing crazy. I had Dishmaster, so dude probably decided not to help, right? That's fine. We're good. All right, reset the ball. I kind of try to get loose here. Nothing there. Get it to pressure. right? Now we run a wrap for my two guard catches the ball, and now we're into a midi fade. Like 4 players on my team touch the ball, we got a bucket. And that's GBA basketball. So I don't know um, I don't know what all the confusion is. And I think that's the last. There's only 5 seconds left in this video, so I think those are all the examples I have. But there should be no confusion. If anybody's still confused after watching this video, I don't know what to tell you. And I'll run back the whole video one last time through and through so that if you guys have any questions, we can get them answered. But here are the rules, and you'll see the examples of Blad defense. I'll call them out. Again, this is an early lockdown mafia help with no reason to help. Don't know what we're doing here. We're guarding nobody. There's one bad example, another bad example. Monks reaching at my dad in the paint for no reason. Nobody's even there. Again, just let there be a reason for you to help. That you end up with a steal on this possession, good. They weren't able to take advantage of the bad defense, but early in the shot clock, here goes Big E in the middle of paint guarding nobody. This is what we want to avoid, no matter who you are. They still scored on the left side, though, so it didn't matter on that play. It's just an example of what not to do. Here we go. Great help by Green Bay. He saw the cut. I should have made the pass, dunked on 2 people. I mean, it's just great defense. I got to make that read, right? I can't just assume that they're just going to not help. Over here, what do we got here? Oh, the jump block, right? They switched the pin down screen, and we're out of there now. And we're out of there. I don't know if they scored or not. Chicken man from 3. There we go. I mean, you're seeing examples of good and bad defense. Here's Monk. I think this is the one where Uzi reaches out of the play. Monk goes to help, gives up a 3, but that's good help. I mean, that's what this video is for, Thilo. I'm showing you video examples. I don't know how else to give it to you. Like, Rick was good there. He showed and got back. The pass was late. That's fine, right? Good offensively. Here's 4 possessions of me scoring in 4 different ways without having to be pick and roll heavy. And Pressure didn't even set a screen. I just ran around him. But that was a little 4-outish, right? If you do that a play, that's fine. You can go get a bucket. Ran a give and go that didn't work. Got the reset. Cooked for a midi. That's fine too. Right? Hey, man, report them. Don't be afraid to report niggas. Here comes another play. Here's a Fifi on the right side. Doesn't work. I get the ball back. And then I shoot a corner faded 3. Like, it's just switch up your bucket. As a point guard, you want to be aggressive. Go be aggressive. Nobody said you can't run an offense and go get a bucket. Go get a fucking bucket, man. Miss O-board. Opportunity here, right? Boom. We're here. And we just attack. 3 straight buckets. 3 straight buckets, bro. Just switch up what you're doing. Be creative. Right? Be creative. Boom. Corner dot. Get your teammates involved. Get those corners up. I've been running that play for 5 years. And if you run it at the right time, that shit works. Here comes another play where 4 people touch the ball. Literally, give and go. Not there. Reset. Right? Get it to pressure. Wrap. Joe Bucket's bucket. Like, this is GBA basketball, bro. We're not in each other's way. We're spacing. We're running multiple actions. So, like I said, if you guys don't get it after this, been live 50 minutes, after this 50-minute video, if there's any more confusion, I don't know what to tell you. Clear examples, videos about 50 minutes long. I'm going to cut it up to shorten it for the YouTube version so that you're only getting the dialogue version. Are there any questions, or are we good for those that are here so that when everybody who's not here watches it, you feel like they get a good understanding too? Is there anything else we need to go over? Anything you want to see again? Anything else I need to explain better? Nothing.